You're here because you're seeking to better yourself, a noble pursuit. But have you ever considered the paradox of self-improvement videos? Let's delve deeper into this idea. Self-improvement videos are a staple of our modern-day digital consumption. A simple search on YouTube yields not just thousands, but millions of results, each promising to unlock the secrets to a better, happier, more productive you. They claim to hold all the answers to our most pressing questions: how to increase your productivity, how to enhance your communication skills, how to manage your time more effectively, how to unlock your untapped potential. Each video is like a shiny golden key, promising to unlock a door to a new and improved version of ourselves. The appeal, of course, is undeniable. The very premise of these videos is enticing. A treasure trove of wisdom, conveniently condensed into bite-sized chunks, ready for consumption at your leisure, from anywhere in the world. It's like having a personal life coach at your disposal 24/7. It's compelling, it's convenient, and it's completely at your fingertips. But herein lies the paradox. Despite their promise, these videos can sometimes prove to be more of a hindrance than a help. It's a scenario akin to being in a candy store with a dizzying array of choices. The more you consume, the more you crave. The more information you acquire, the more you realize there is yet to know. The result is a cycle of perpetual learning, always seeking the next nugget of wisdom, the next quick fix, the next life hack. Yet, the path to self-improvement isn't linear. It's not a checklist to be ticked off, nor is it a race to be the fastest or the best. It's a journey of self-discovery and personal growth, a path that necessitates introspection, reflection, and above all, action. And here we arrive at the core of the paradox. In the process of consuming these videos, we often neglect this crucial element. We become passive spectators in our own journey of self-improvement, falsely equating the act of watching with the act of doing. We come to believe that by merely viewing these videos, we are somehow taking action, making progress. These videos draw us in with their promise of easy solutions to our complex problems. They offer us a sense of hope, a belief that we can change, improve, and achieve our goals. But in reality, they can leave us feeling overwhelmed, confused, and paralyzed in a state of inaction. We become dependent them, addicted to the promise of transformation they offer, yet we fail to take the necessary steps to achieve that transformation. So we must ask ourselves, are these self-improvement videos truly aiding us on our journey, or are they taking us off course? Are we utilizing them as tools for personal growth, or are they becoming crutches that prevent us from walking our own path? Are we gaining valuable insights and applying them in our lives, or are we merely stockpiling knowledge without taking any action? The answers to these questions are complex and they vary from person to person. But one thing remains clear: real change, real improvement comes not from watching, but from doing. It comes from taking what we learn and putting it into practice, from making mistakes and learning from them, from stepping out of our comfort zone and embracing the uncertainty of growth. So the question we need to ask ourselves is, are these videos truly helping us, or are they leading us astray? While self-improvement videos can provide valuable insights, there's a danger in consuming too much. This is a common dilemma faced by many in our modern digital era. The world of self-improvement is vast, brimming with a plethora of strategies, techniques, beliefs, and ideologies. Each one promises to be the one true path that can lead you to the pinnacle of success, happiness, and fulfillment. Every day we are bombarded with these insights, each claiming to be the panacea for our troubles and challenges. But can this constant influx of information really be beneficial? The answer might surprise you. Firstly, let's delve into the concept of information overload. It's akin to standing under a waterfall, trying to catch and analyze each drop. It's impossible, isn't it? And yet, when it comes to self-improvement, we often find ourselves trying to do exactly that. We are overwhelmed with countless ideas, tips, and tactics, each one vying for our attention. All this while, we underestimate the bandwidth of our mental capacity. Our minds, while powerful, have a limited capacity to absorb and process information effectively. When we overload it with information, we're not aiding our development, but rather hindering it. We end up confusing our minds, not enlightening them. This is the first pitfall of excessive consumption of self-improvement content. Next, we come to analysis paralysis. When faced with a multitude of choices, our minds tend to freeze, caught in a loop of indecision. The same happens when we're faced with too many self-help strategies. We find ourselves caught in an infinite cycle of comparing, analyzing, and second-guessing. Consequently, we're stuck at a standstill, unable to decide which path to tread. This state of inactivity gets us nowhere. Action is the key to progress, and overanalysis simply hampers that. Thirdly, there's the trap of passive consumption. The charm of self-improvement videos lies in their ease of consumption. You sit back, soak in the wisdom, and quite naturally, feel enlightened. But here's the catch. Passive consumption is deceptive. The illusion of learning, without actual application of knowledge, doesn't lead to growth. It's not the knowledge that brings about true improvement, but its application. Herein lies the third pitfall. We're lulled into the false belief of progress, when in reality, we're stationary, caught in the loop of passive consumption. So the question arises, how do we navigate this vast ocean of self-improvement without falling prey to these pitfalls? The answer lies in two fundamental principles: moderation and action. The key lies in being selective and moderate in the consumption of self-improvement content. Instead of trying to absorb everything, focus on a few strategies or ideas that resonate with you. Take time to fully understand these concepts. Explore them from different angles, delve deep, and ponder over them. This mindful consumption enhances your understanding and prevents information overload. Action, on the other hand, is the antidote to both analysis paralysis and passive consumption. Application of knowledge is where true learning lies. It's essential to take what you've learned and put it into action. The path of self-improvement is marked by action, experimentation, mistakes, and learning from those mistakes. The journey of self-improvement should ideally be of growth, change, and betterment. But it's important to remember that it's not about consuming as much knowledge as possible, but about understanding and applying that knowledge effectively. In our quest for self-improvement, we may inadvertently find ourselves impeding our own progress by consuming too much, analyzing too much, and doing too little. But by being mindful of these potential pitfalls and adhering to the principles of moderation and action, we can navigate this landscape successfully. It seems counterintuitive, but could it be that in our quest for self-improvement, we're actually hindering our own progress? It's a thought-provoking question, isn't it? But by understanding the potential pitfalls of excessive consumption and by taking deliberate, thoughtful action, we can navigate the self-improvement landscape more effectively and truly become the best versions of ourselves. Addiction might sound like a strong word, but it accurately describes how some of us interact with self-improvement videos. The term addiction often generates images of substances and destructive behaviors, but in our modern, hyper-connected world, it's just as applicable to our interactions with digital screens and the content we consume on them. Today's journey takes us into the depths of our engagement with self-improvement videos. Why do we find them so compelling? What makes us flock to them like moths to a flame? And critically, how this addiction gives rise to a false sense of progression. Let's explore. Firstly, let's delve into how our brains are structured. We are beings of habit. Our brains are designed to recognize and appreciate patterns and familiarity. This is why we find solace in routines and traditions. We view a self-improvement video, we feel uplifted, we feel invigorated, and we want to recreate that feeling. We view another video, and then another. This cycle perpetuates, creating a behavioral pattern that our brain finds gratifying. But it's not solely about patterns. Learning something novel also contributes to the allure. When we acquire new knowledge, our brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with sensations of pleasure and satisfaction. This is the same chemical that's released when we savor our favorite meal, appreciate a great piece of music, or accomplish a goal. Hence, each time we view a new self-improvement video and gain some new knowledge, we experience a dopamine surge. It's no surprise we continue to return for more. However, there's a caveat. While dopamine induces feelings of happiness, it's also instrumental in habit and addiction formation. Each time we get that dopamine surge from a new self-improvement video, we're reinforcing the habit of consuming more videos. Over time, this can morph into an addiction. We start to crave that dopamine rush, that sensation of acquiring new knowledge, and we turn to self-improvement videos to fulfill that craving. This is where the contradiction emerges. While we're getting these dopamine rushes and feeling good about ourselves, are we really progressing? This is where the notion of a false sense of progress comes into play. Watching a video and something new imparts a sense of accomplishment. We feel as though we've taken a step forward, done something productive. However, unless we're acting on what we've learned, we're not making any tangible progress. We're merely consuming information. This is not to suggest that self-improvement videos are detrimental or that learning new things unproductive, far from it. The real problem lies in the imbalance between consumption and action. It's easy to become a passive consumer of self-improvement videos where we're constantly consuming information but not acting upon it. This passive consumption manifests a false sense of progression. So what's the solution? How do we break free from this addiction to self-improvement videos and start making actual progress? The solution is simple: balance action. It's about transitioning from being a passive consumer to an active participant in our self-improvement journey. It's about applying the knowledge and insights gleaned from these videos. Knowledge only holds potential power. It into real power when we apply it. So the next time you view a self-improvement video, don't merely consume the information, act upon it, implement what you've learned. That's how actual progress is achieved. To conclude, self-improvement videos can serve as invaluable tools for personal growth, but much like any tool, they can be misused. The risk lies not in the videos themselves, but in our dependence on them for a sense of progression and achievement. In the end, it's not about how many videos we watch, but how much of what we learn we put into action. That's the true measure of self-improvement. Now let's shift our focus from the problem to the solution. This phrase is often used, but seldom understood in its true essence. You see, the real magic of self-improvement doesn't stem from the visual or auditory stimuli you absorb. It doesn't originate from the captivating self-help videos you watch or the impactful books you read. Neither does it emerge from the enlightening seminars you attend. The magic of self-improvement is a result of the actions you take. It is the execution of the insights you gather that triggers the transformation. This concept is best illustrated with an analogy. Imagine you're learning to play the piano. You immerse yourself in the learning process by watching countless instructional videos, reading numerous informative books, and even attending masterclasses by renowned pianists. You absorb a wealth of knowledge about the piano and how to play it. You learn about the different chords, the variety of scales, and delve deep into the realm music theory. But unless you sit down at the piano and start pressing those keys, turning the theory into practice, you'll never truly learn to play. You could know all about the technical aspects of playing the piano. You may possess a comprehensive understanding of music theory, but without action, all that knowledge merely rests within you, like an unlit candle. It holds the potential to shine brightly in your path, but until it's lit, it remains in darkness. This analogy holds true for self-improvement as well. The self-help videos you watch and the books you read are merely tools. They are not the solution. They provide you with knowledge, insights, and occasionally even a dosage of inspiration. But they are not the answer you seek. The answer, the true path to self-improvement, lies within you. It resides in your actions, in your choices, in your commitment to apply what you learn. But the question persists: how do we bridge this gap between knowledge and action? How do we from passive consumption to active implementation? Firstly, it's imperative to set clear, achievable goals. Rather than harboring a vague ambition to improve, pinpoint specific areas in your life that you want to enhance. Maybe you want to hone your communication skills, or improve your time management capabilities, or nurture your empathy. The more precise your goals, the easier it is to take focused action. Secondly, remember to start small. Rome wasn't built in a day, and your journey to self-improvement will also take time. Overhauling everything at once can be overwhelming and often leads to surrender. So choose one aspect to improve and start there. Small, consistent actions frequently lead to monumental changes over time. Thirdly, it's crucial to hold yourself accountable. This could mean keeping track of your progress, having a buddy system, or even hiring a professional coach. The objective is to have a mechanism in place that keeps you on track and provides feedback on. Finally, ensure to rejoice in your wins, no matter how minor they might be. Progress is typically slow and incremental, and it's easy to get disheartened if you don't witness substantial changes immediately. But remember, every step forward, regardless of its size, is a step in the right direction. Now it's time to debunk a prevalent misconception. Taking action doesn't imply you cease watching self-improvement videos or reading books. On the contrary, it's about utilizing them as a conduit to your end goal, not as the end goal itself. It's about extracting insights from these resources and applying them in your life. It's about transforming the passive act of watching into the active process of doing. Consider self-improvement videos as your toolbox. They're brimming with a variety of tools, ideas, techniques, strategies that you can utilize. But akin to a toolbox, they're pointless unless you take out the tools and start using them. So, the next time you watch a self-improvement video, ask yourself, what can I extract from this and implement in my life? It could be new perspective, a unique technique, or an altered way of thinking. Whatever it is, assimilate it, apply it, and observe its effectiveness in your life. And remember, it's okay to falter, to stumble, to not achieve perfection the first time. The journey to self-improvement is not a straight, clear path. It's a winding road laden with rises and falls. But every step you take, every action you initiate, inches you closer to the person you aspire to become. Let's abandon the role of passive consumers and adopt the mantle of active implementers. Let's cease merely watching and commence doing. At the end of the day, it's not about the quantity of videos you've watched or books you've read. It's about what you've achieved with that knowledge. It's about the transformations you've enacted, the steps you've taken, that you've administered. Remember, the power to change lies not in the videos you watch, but in the actions you take. So where does this leave us? It leaves us standing at the crossroads of self-improvement. As we've navigated the vast expanse of self-improvement videos, we've come across a paradox. These videos promise to enlighten us, to give us the keys to unlock our potential, and to provide us with the tools necessary for our growth. There's no denying the allure they hold, the sense of optimism and positivity they permeate. They paint a world where we can become better versions of ourselves, where we can progress, evolve, grow, simply by sitting in front of our screens and absorbing the information they present. Yet, as enticing as these promises may sound, we must consider the other side of the coin. The reality is that these videos, while beneficial in moderation, have a tendency to create a false sense of progress. They may make us feel like we're moving forward, like we're on the path to improvement. But are we really? Are we truly utilizing the knowledge we gain? Or are we merely lulling ourselves into a state of complacency, where we believe we're advancing, when we're merely treading water? We've delved into the downside of excess, the pitfalls of an overload of information. In today's digital age, we're inundated with a constant stream of stimuli, a never-ending barrage of videos promising to transform us. But what happens when we consume too much? The unfortunate reality is that it often leads to inaction rather than growth. The mind becomes overwhelmed, the drive to implement what we learn becomes stifled, and we end up stuck in a cycle of consumption without any tangible progress to show for it. Moreover, we've recognized the addictive nature of these videos. They provide a comfort, a sense of validation that we're on the right path. We begin to crave this feeling, to seek it out in video after video, but in doing so, we run the risk of becoming trapped in a cycle where we think we're moving forward, but in reality, we're merely spinning our wheels in the same spot. But it's not all doom and gloom. On the contrary, we've uncovered the power of action, the truth that real, sustainable change comes not from passive consumption, but from the courage to implement what we learn. It's about taking the leap out of our comfort zones and facing challenges head-on. It's about the willingness to fail, to learn from our mistakes, and to persevere, to keep pushing forward, no matter the obstacles. And so, the onus is on us. It's time to shift our focus from watching to doing, from being mere spectators of self-improvement to becoming active participants in our own growth journey. The responsibility lies with us to take those nuggets of wisdom we gather from these videos and put them into practice in our daily lives, to move mere consumption and transform it into action, into progress, into tangible change. It's a journey that will require effort, dedication, and tenacity. It won't be easy. There will be challenges, setbacks, moments of doubt. But remember, the most effective self-improvement strategy is one that moves beyond consumption and into action. It's about making the conscious decision to take control of your own growth, to stop being a passive consumer and start being an active doer. As we embark on this journey, it's important to remember that we're not alone. We can learn from each other, support each other, inspire each other. There's a community and shared experiences in collective growth. And as we navigate this path, let's remember to share our thoughts, our experiences, our triumphs, and our struggles. Let's use the comments section as a platform for mutual growth, for encouragement, for sharing insights and learnings. And as you set off on this journey of self-improvement, remember to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section. Watch our next video titled, The Truth About Positive Affirmations and Third Eye. In this video, we'll provide insights into the science behind positive affirmations and how they can rewire your brain for success and happiness.